Feeling love. Love is wanting to be loved. Love is free. Free is love. Love is living, living love. Love is needing to be loved. I love the sound of that pole. I love to hear it resonate through this room, knowing that it is a call of coming together to recognize that one life, that one presence that permeates everything, the all in all. The presence that I choose to call God. And I know that as I am speaking, that voice that I am speaking is absolutely a call from that God that I believe. So I bless each one of you who are here gathered this morning. I bless all the people online who may listen to our service later or go home and listen to it again. For I know that love permeates every part of this service. That love of the divine. That love that calms, heals, and permeates every part of us. Everyone on this earthly plane is a part of that divine love. So I absolutely know this for myself, and I know this for everyone in the sound of my voice. I let it go, I let it be, and with these words I say, and so it is.
Beautiful. Charlene, practitioner emeritus. Julie. Hello, everyone. Next week, I'm wearing my witch hat, and I really will need the reverb and fly around. Yeah, that's great. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Center for Spiritual Living, Temecula Valley. My name is Reverend Charlene Kushner. It's my joy and honor to see each and every one of us here together at this center where we remember the truth of our being. I do. Where we remember the truth of our being, which is what? What is the truth of our being?
We are one. There's only one energy here, and it's all right now expressing as CSLTV. Thank you.
Karen Russell, practitioner. She's going to do service today. Yes. The truth of our being is we are one, we are one, we are one. There is no other, right? There is nothing between me and God. God is in me, through me, activated as me. You don't need to be a minister, you don't need to be the Pope to know God. God is in and through and as each one of us, expressing in our own delightfulness, right? And so we get to be that here. We get to remember that truth. And then I'm hoping when you're out and about in the world having your collective experience that you're teaching your ministry. What you believe as you walk it at Michael's, at Walmart. You walk it when you're driving on the freeway and you're maybe having that moment of frustration with that driver. But no, I remember the truth of my being. That is a beloved, just as I am, having its beloved experience, no more, no less. So this is what we do here. If you're new to this center, welcome. We are a teaching center. We teach up here, we teach through the music, we teach in the classroom, we teach in the social hall. We are a teaching center where we aspire to be more, to remember more the truth of our being at every moment. That's the ultimate goal, right? And so we are part of Centers for Spiritual Living, which is a worldwide global movement of the practice of religious science. I know, ooh. Sometimes we get all that cringy with that word, but I'm bringing it back, baby. Religious science was founded by Dr. Ernest Holmes. He put together a book which really just takes all of the great teaching philosophies throughout the world, throughout time, and puts it together in a way that we can use it. We can change our thinking and change our lives. That is the basic tenet of what we do here. So welcome. Welcome to everyone here and online. Wait till I have my witch hat on. It's going to be great. Hello, online. Welcome. Ear tug for you. You know who you are. So happy you're here with us. Zach's on the camera today. I hope he turns it around every once in a while so you get to get a flavor of the rest of the community that's joining you right here, right now at CSL TV. I love you. You're a part of us. We do this together. I see you. I honor you. I love you. Mwah. Okay. All right. Those housekeeping items are done. So, hello, Kate Fay, our music director, in the house with Ryan and Jim. And so we're going to sing our community song together. So I hope that you stand up if you'd like, and we'll put the words up. Newsflash, we're dancing today. It's gospel day. I am alive with the Spirit of God. I am alive with the Spirit of God. I am alive with the Spirit of God. I am alive, y'all. Alive with the Spirit of God. We are alive with the Spirit of God. Yeah. Alive with the Spirit of God. I am alive with the Spirit of God. I am alive, y'all. Alive with the Spirit of God. You sound beautiful. Thanks for singing. All right, here we go. Sorry, dancing. Come on. Dancing. All right. Hey, did you know today is Coffee Talk with Rev Shar? Coffee Talk! Okay. Do you want to start? Let's start your chair. Okay. So what is Coffee Talk with Rev Shar? Coffee Talk is when we just have a chat, okay? About something, a principle, a teaching. Just what is this thing we do that's called religious science, science of mind and spirit? It's a time where we can just talk about it, and understand it in a deeper way. So I wanted to call our attention to this. This is from the Global Vision Statements of Centers for Spiritual Living. It's one of the global statements we have. I encourage you to go to centersforspiritualliving.org and look at what we believe in. We have statements on there. What do we believe? There's statements. What is our global vision? What are we trying to accomplish? It's on there. So this is one, okay? We envision all people, all beings, and all life as expressions of God. Do we?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. We see a world in which every person lives in alignment with their highest spiritual principle, emphasizing unity and God and connection with each other. A world in which individually and collectively we are called to a higher state of consciousness and action. And we're going to talk a little bit about this more in the talk today. In alignment with their highest spiritual principle. And sometimes, I'll be Judgy McJudgerson right now. Sometimes I wonder when I meet people and I think, what is their highest spiritual principle activated and energized within them? And sometimes, honestly, it's hard for me to see it. It really is. I think I'm a delight. But as you know, when Rev Shar is hungry and tired, not so delightful, okay? In those moments, sometimes I'm not so delightful. But that's the truth for everyone. So when we recognize and remember that that's in there, it lives within them, that alignment with their highest spiritual principle, even when I can't necessarily see it in the moment. Because look, they might need a Snickers bar, okay? Or more. But what we are called to do is love them. Because we want a world in which individuality, which is important, we're not drones, right? We're all individual expressions, and that's beautiful. And collectively, we are all called to a higher state of consciousness. That's that tipping point where we start to really shift the planet because we are rising together in our individuality. What do you think, Julie? Julie Nims is a practitioner emeritus. That means she's been a practitioner for more than 25 years. So she is a smarty pants on stuff.
Oh, sometimes. I like to think that.
So what do you think about emphasizing unity with God and connection with each other?
I think that is the basis of how I try to live my life. I try to connect. Well, I know I can't be separated. I've learned that. So yes,
Yeah.
I love to know that I am connected. And as I look around and I see all these wonderful people, I know that in some way, even when I get sharp, they still remember that I'm a human being too.
Right. Because sometimes we do get sharp. We do. We're human beings, right? It's how quickly can we move from that place of sharpness back to center and love and unity, because that's when we're expressing truly as God intends us to express, right? Because we're so unified with that source of our being. It will, when you're that unified and you're that centered and connected, it can't help itself. It will pour out of you, me, as love, as compassion, as wisdom, because that's the truth of it. So when we're unified, when we're balanced, when we're remembering, even when somebody is sharp, it happens. That we can.
Never sure.
She is. I've seen her. She is. It's okay. There's no shame in that game. We sometimes have, when my cats woke me up at 3:30 in the morning, I was a bit sharp. I was not at my best, right?
Do you know my dogs did that this morning?
Really?
Yes, I thought.
Don't mind us.
We're just chatting here.
But that's the truth, right? When we are balanced and centered, even when somebody's sharp, we can move into love and know that that's not the truth of their being. They're having a moment, and we can love them through that. That's wisdom and compassion. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sue's my biggest cheerleader. I love her. Thank you, Sue. Thank you, Sue. So thank you, Julie. How do we feel about A world in which individually and collectively we are called to a higher state of consciousness and action. Yes. What do we think? Do you think it's possible? You can be real here. Do you think it's possible?
Yes.
Yeah?
Trying.
Maybe.
I'm trying.
Well, that's all we can do, is keep trying. We're all trying. That's why we come. That's why we take classes. That's why we listen to Rev Shar yammer on, right? There's a reason why you're here, why you were drawn to this teaching, this community, because there is an urge within you to reveal higher states of consciousness. That's why you're here. And I love that we get to be curious and question. You don't have to believe everything I say. Figure it out for yourself. Prove it in your own life. That's why religious science is named religious science. Prove it in your own life. Prove it, and it will start to reflect outward in our exterior experience. It only works that way. So when we know our unity with God and connection with each other, we will shift ourselves and then in turn the community and the planet. Are you in? Are we in? Do we know the assignment? Okay. Coffee talk adjourned. Thank you. One more time for I keep wanting to rev you. For Julie and practitioner. You have her? Okay, this is mine. All right. Well, before we do, this is one of my favorite songs in the whole world. When the boys were little, Nate and Zach, we used to watch on replay over and over again Curious George, the cartoon. And this song is a part of that cartoon. And we would sing it together, and it was so lovely. So when Kate saw the talk this week that we are indeed better together, she said yes to this song, which I'm so grateful for. So please join me in welcoming Kate, Rymand, and Jim for Better Together. Jack Jackson.
There's no combination of words I could put on the back of a postcard. No song that I could sing that I can try for your heart. Our dreams, and they are made up of real things, like a shoebox of, yes, the tone of loving. Love is the answer, at least for most of the dreams in my heart. Like, why are we here, and where do we go, and how come it's so hard? It's not always easy, and sometimes life can be deceiving. I tell you one thing, it's always better when we're together. It's always better when we're together. Beautiful. Yeah, we look at the stars when we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together. You sound beautiful. And all of these moments just might find their way into my dreams tonight. But I know that they'll be gone when the morning light sings or brings new things. For tomorrow night you'll see that they'll be gone too. Too many things I have to do. But if all of these dreams might find their way into my day-to-day scene, I'd be under the impression I was somewhere in between, with only two, just me and you. Not so many things we got to do, or places we got to be. We'll sit beneath the Bodhi tree, yeah. Yeah, it's always better when we're together. We're sometimes in between together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together. I believe in memories, they look so pretty when I sleep. Oh, and when I wake time, and there is no song I could sing, and there is no combination of words I could say, but I would still tell you one thing: we're better together. Better together.
Give it up for Kate and Rymand and Jim. We are better together. Oh God, we forget. Why do we forget? Why do we forget? We are so much better when we are together. Oh goodness. All right. So, a couple things. Better together. Still sticking with my snowflake thing. So those of you who are not aware, we are reclaiming right here. We're starting a movement right here at this center to reclaim the word snowflake. Because it's been given a bad name, right? There's this kind of race consciousness around being a snowflake. And we've realized that the snowflake, right, is like almost less than nothing as it's coming down. And yet when enough snowflakes gather, what happens?
Break branches.
We break down branches, right? We knock down doors, right? If enough snow piles up on your patio, those of you who are back east, right? When enough snow piles up on your patio, it can take your door out. So snowflakes, when brought together, right, when accumulated, are powerful. And so, our beloved Karen, she's just freaking the best. Look at this. She created a snowflake pumpkin. She's so cute. I love her. So she is going to sit right up here with us. Because she is a reminder that we are better together. All right, so the books that Rev Shart are using, I'm using Science of Mind textbook today. I'm also using Elegant Choices, Healing Choices. This is a really good book by Marcia Sinatar. Really good, recommend it. I'm also bringing in some heavy. Brace yourselves. All right, Germans in the house. We're gonna talk about Dietrich Bonhoeffer. He was a author, teacher, professor in Germany during the war. Unfortunately, was executed for knowing his truth and believing what he knew to be right. He was executed by the Nazis. But Cost of Discipleship by Dietrich Bonhoeffer is another book where he's very deep. I love him, but it's not right. It's one of those books where it's not enjoyable reading. It's like reading on a hard chair. Because he's good and very, very, very cerebral and intelligent, but it's challenging to push through. So, better together. Better together. I'm going to start with this great story I found. So unknown that I could barely get a picture of this guy. So excuse the blurriness. I couldn't even find a photo of him online. How does that happen in this day and age? When I Googled him, I couldn't even really get a picture of him. This is Clifford Lett, okay? He played for the Chicago Bulls back in kind of the late 80s, early 90s. Not a well-known player, but delightful. And he played in the final minute of a game in 1990 against the Cleveland Cavaliers. In that game, he was playing with, of course, the greatest of all time, probably, in a lot of people's opinions, Michael Jordan, right? So Michael Jordan's there. He's the powerhouse. Michael Jordan scored 69 points that game. Clifford scored 2 points that game. After the game, Clifford was talking to one of the reporters and said, I'll never forget the night that Michael Jordan and I combined for a total of 71 points. We bow to you, Clifford. Because that is the mindset. That night that Michael Jordan and I combined behind for 71 points. That's true. Because none of us, not even the greatest ones like Michael Jordan, not even those, get there by themselves. We do not get anywhere by ourselves. We are a collective. We forget it all the time. We have this rugged individualism and race consciousness within the United States. And I love that. But none of us truly get anywhere without anybody else. We are better together. We are better together. And so that's what we're going to talk about today. Remembering that we are better together, even though when I'm driving on the freeway, I'm like, no, we're better together. Now, Dr. Ernest Holmes, the founder of religious science, says the well-adjusted person is one who has been permitted to be an individual, but has also learned to cooperate with others. Permitted to be an individual in our own unique expression, but also in cooperation with one another, because we do it together. We do it together. And I really appreciate, when we are working on elevated states of consciousness, this is what we're doing here, right? We're not asleep. We are awake to the fact that we are conscious beings, and we want to enhance that, right? We want to spiral. I do a spiral because I think that's the way I imagine it, that we spiral up and we spiral up, and with each wisdom teaching that we embody, we're a little bit better. And then we're a little bit better. And then, oh yes, that doesn't bug me anymore. I'm a little bit better, right? So when we cooperate with others, we are better. And it doesn't take away from our individuality. The snowflakes are still individual. Each hand is individual. But when I remember that I'm part of a collective, that my 2 points count just as much as Brian Fox's 69 points. My 2 points count. It's not nothing. Because remember that story that the squirrel says, nothing more than nothing is a snowflake. My 2 points matter. They count. And I think we get hypnotized to the fact with, the news, and I don't want to even judge them. We just get hypnotized, okay? That we don't cooperate. Especially in this current news cycle. Right? There's a lot in this current news cycle that says, we don't get along, we don't cooperate. And yet when I was driving on the freeway, and I was thinking about the talk, that's what I do, and I was thinking, and I was like, look at all these cooperating drivers. We do it all the time. We do it all the time. When we're driving together, we depend on each other to drive safely. I trust that Susie is going to be a good driver in that truck over there, and on and on and on. But we all work cooperatively to be safe on the freeway. We do it all the time. And then, down the rabbit hole I go, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to Google it. I'm going to see, just how many accidents are there, right? Accidents do happen. But out of 232,800,000 drivers typically on the road each year, it's a 7% accident rate overall. 7%. That's a lot of drivers driving safely and cooperatively together. So I believe that we do know how to do it. We get all worked up. We listen to the race consciousness out there, the social constructs, and we get all worked up that we don't connect. We're divided. We're really, it's only when we frame it in that level of effect that we're divided. There are so many times that we work, and I don't know who's a Republican and who's a Democrat on the road. I don't know. I'm not over there, stay away from that driver. Oh, I see that driver over there. No, I don't do that. I trust that we're all driving together cooperatively, and I'm doing my part, my 2 points on the road. So I know that we do this all the time. We just forget. Oh, but my beloved sage, right? Mother Saint Teresa. If we have no peace, it is because we have forgotten that we belong to each other. And I know I'm sorry, I sound like a broken record, but sorry, not sorry. You know, when we start to know that bombing doesn't work, when are we going to wake up? When are we going to wake up and know that that course of action doesn't work? It just propagates more separate, divided, false belief that we don't belong to each other. When we know that we belong to each other, we're not bombing each other. Now, I may disagree. I may get persnickety because I haven't had a Snickers bar. But when I know that I belong to Julie, even when I'm sharp, I can get centered. I can know the truth and not react. I can respond, right? And that's what Dr. Ernest Holmes is talking about in that, in our first statement, that a well-adjusted person is one who has been permitted to be an individual, but has also learned to cooperate. I want as many of us to be well-adjusted as possible, to the highest extent that we can be well-adjusted. I want to have that mentality that I scored 72 points with Michael Jordan. And I want Michael Jordan to look at me and go, "You're right, Charlene. We did that. We did that." Right? When there's no judgment on either one, that we know we are a collective force. And my 2 points matter just as much as the rest of the points. And the rest of the points don't judge me because I'm only doing my 2 points. Without those 2 points, it would have been 69, 68. That's for you, Lorelei. That's an inside joke with her. 69. We matter, regardless of our point structure. We matter, right? And we forget that. So how do we do the consistent work to know that and be aligned? How do we do the inner work to see that each person is valuable? That's where we transform our communities, and that's where we transform the world. But it starts with us. That's the tough thing about religious science. We are a philosophy that encourages self-responsibility. It's up to us. It starts with us. And if we want this higher state of consciousness and action for the world, it has to start with us. We have to see our highest personal, spiritual potential. Do you recognize all the spiritual principles that live within you? Love, beauty, power, balance. There's lots. Do you recognize and see it within you all the time? Can you operate in the world from a place of, that's just me. I am a love bug in motion. I am peace. I am forgiveness. I forgive those as they forgive me for our trespasses, because we all do it. None of us is immune. We're human beings. And when I need that Snickers bar, I may trespass against you. But the work is for us to see it. And when we can't see it, can I go to a practitioner? Can I go see a minister? They see it for us. When I can't get out of the weeds of something that's going on in my life, if I see a practitioner, someone who is trained in the art and science of prayer, affirmative prayer, they see my true potential. They see it clearly. And then they remind me. And then when they know it, it moves into the universal mind, because we are a part, God is us, in us, as us, through us, right? Then it moves everywhere, and I know it. I know it. And it's easy when we like each other, generally. It helps. It's tough when the Nazis are knocking on your door. And we're doing this work so that we never experience those types of experiences again. that we teach each other. We teach those who are behind us on this spiritual walk. We teach that we don't have to have that experience again. We can do better. So Bonhoeffer talks about costly grace versus cheap grace. His was very costly. He gave his life. He gave his life. But costly grace, and I think you can probably surmise it, I don't need to read you more words from the book. Costly grace is when you know something, so you abide by love, peace, balance, harmony, beauty. You know your spiritual principles. You know that they live within you, and nobody can shake you off of it. Even when those Nazis are knocking on the door, you know it, and you stand for it, and you continue to stand for it, and you continue to stand for it. That's costly grace. Cheap grace is the lip service. Okay, I come, I go, I learn, and then when I go back out into the world, maybe I'm not living my spiritual principles in action, in experience. And I want all of us to be, costly grace for me is love. It's love. And yes, sometimes it costs a lot to stand for what you believe in, to stand for right action, to stand for life-affirming principles and ideas. Yeah, it can be costly. There's no doubt. I have been sitting at my own Thanksgiving table with my family, speaking my word, knowing my truth, doing my work to love one another just as they are. But sometimes it's challenging because I feel judged for it. I feel judged for it. I feel, oh, that Charlene, she's just, she's just a Pollyanna woo-woo. But I know what I know. And I'm living this teaching. And it is not Pollyanna of me. I am aware of the shadow. I am aware of the false beliefs. And yet I continue to love. And to not shy away from speaking my truth. Because if I don't say it, how are they going to know? They may not like it. That's okay. They get to have their own experience. But I'm not going to keep myself from saying what my truth is and loving anyway. Loving anyway. Because I remember that the truth is none of us are self-made. We are interconnected beings. We are integrated parts of a whole. And sometimes it can feel costly to love. But I'm telling you, there are other times when I speak my word and people surprise me. They do. They may not say it right there in that second, but they'll squirrel away, they'll come to me. Hey, what was that you were talking about? There's an urge within them to know more about this. And it's my job, our job, to preach the gospel at all times. And only when necessary, use words. Only when necessary, use words. Let our actions, let our energy be the communicator. I'm a love bug, and as long as I have my Snickers bar, I am good, and people know that they'll feel my energy. And this is true for all of us. It's true for all of us. The collective awakening is where real change happens. Now, it is costly in another way too. Because we have to remember that this person in front of me may be coming from an experience of deep collective trauma, wounded. They may have been beaten by an inch of their life by their father. They might have been raped, tortured, abandoned. What else? Let's do popcorn. What else? Neglected. Starved. criticized,
Broken heart.
brokenhearted. We each have a story that we reveal ourselves from. For most of us, what we create outside of ourselves is through those woundedness, those wounded stories, which are very real. If you've been imprisoned, if you've lost your freedom, if you've been beaten, raped, whatever, that's a real trauma experience, and it's meaningful, and it takes work to move consciousness and know the truth, and not react from that place of trauma wounding, but instead respond from where we know what we know the truth of our being to be. And that takes work. It takes work. And I love this. You know those cartoons? This is my favorite cartoon. You know when you were a kid and you'd be like talking about something and you're going to go do something and well, you go. No, you go. No, you go. No, you go first, Kate. You go first. No, Charlene, you go first. That game that we play. Oh, well, you try it first. The truth is, we have to start. We have to be the ones. We have to start to alchemize the planet. Alchemy is a medieval term that talks about the power to change, to create things that's in a way that seems mysterious and magical. That's alchemy. And we're all alchemists. When we start, when we go first, we change the energetic in that moment with someone. Now, lots of things alchemize, right? Snowflakes change, right? Snowflakes sometimes are water. Sometimes they're ice. Sometimes they're a snowball being thrown. Maybe they're a snowman. They change all the time. We can do it too. We can shift the energetic with each other. Because we, as religious scientists, practitioners, metaphysicians, can look to the place within somebody who might be presenting in front of us and say, oh, my beloved, I see your trauma wound. I see it. I hear you. I see you. Yeah, all of this doing the internal work so that you shift the energy with someone, because we don't know their experience. We don't know why they're reacting versus responding. But we can do it first. And when we do it, it gives permission for other people to do it. And then we shift the planet. We shift the planet. But we have to choose, it's responsibility, we have to choose collective awakening. And that means I have to look within, and even though it's challenging for me to see the light within you, I know it's there. Because I don't know your experience. I don't know where this came from, but it came from someplace. Because when we're little gophers, before the wounding, that light is natural and radiant, and that is the way we're supposed to operate in the world. That God-given light is within us. It's only with the collective trauma that stuff gets piled in there and we forget our light. And we can alchemize. We can change. But we have to look within. How am I on the freeway? How am I on... Oh, here's a good one. How are you on social media? I stalk most of you, so you're mostly good. I see most of you, and we're good. Sometimes we get persnickety, but mostly we're good. But being aware of our behaviors, okay? Being aware and doing the own internal work to know your spiritual principles so strongly you can love thy hater. Somebody can hate me, and I can love anyway. I can be the villain in somebody's story, and I can love anyway. But we have to unite and tap in with intention. Because power grows like a rolling snowball, gathering volume and staying power. And that's how movements happen. The Me Too movement happened for a reason. And it was a collective, rolling snowball, which gathered volume and staying power. Because it's still here, right? I don't feel like anything's really shifted. Changed. We haven't gone back. We're only moving forward. And I want that for every area in our collective that is not balanced, fair, equitable. I want it everywhere. Because we are one, I thought I put this quote in, but this is from Wayne Dyer. We are at once a beating heart and a single heartbeat in the body called humanity. We are a single heartbeat and a beating heart in the heart called humanity. I love you. So it is. Yay! Yay! We'll keep her up here. All right, so please join me again in a warm welcome to Kate, Rymand, and Jim for our second introduction. I need melted snowflakes.
The stars, oh, I'm down for you, shining on my heart, so you could see the truth. Then this love I have inside is everything it seems, but for now it's only in my dreams, and I can't change the world. I'll be the sunlight in your universe. You will think my love is really something good, baby, if I could change the world. Even for a day, I take you as my king. I have it no other way, and our love will rule this kingdom we have made. Till then I'll be a fool, wishing for the day that I can change the world. I will be the sunlight in your universe. You will think my love is really something good, baby, if I could change the world, baby, if I could change the world. I could change the world. I would be the sunlight in your universe.
participate in the act of giving and receiving. It's important. When we give, in whatever means that is, our time, our talent, our treasure, when we give to the world, the universe experiences us in that way and says, great, you want more? Here you go. It is a principle that we believe in, much like physical principles. We believe in gravity, right? No problem, especially when I tumble off something. We believe in gravity. We don't even think about it, right? This is a spiritual principle just like gravity. As we give, we receive. It may not be in the way we expect it to be, right? That lottery ticket. Sometimes it is. But tithe on that. But when we receive in a multitude of ways. And this is an opportunity to support this center, support our music, which is so, we want to expand. It supports our ability to move out of this building when we get too big and we move into a permanent home, right? It collectively supports this center. We are a teaching center. We change lives. When we give and support this center, we are changing lives. We are up-leveling consciousness. And that in and of itself is enough for me to say yes. Because I want to move to that tipping point. And when I support this center, I know that I'm doing that. I'm meeting that in a material way. So I'd like to ask our ushers to come up, our ambassadors, Gary and Holly, come on up. We have many ways to support this center. We have Venmo and PayPal. We accept donations into our cutie pie little baskets. We have auto tithe. Yeah, for everyone who's an auto tither, thank you. Thank you for supporting us every month, every week in that way. It's meaningful. So right now I'd ask you to take your tithe, your offering, just breathe some gratitude into it. In whatever form it takes, time, talent, treasure, whatever form it is, call it into your heart. Just know that you are giving to yourself. Because you're opening up and speaking to Spirit, saying, I'm ready for more. I give and I receive. And it is good and very good. So I'm grateful for all the blessings, all the donations, all the ways that we support this center collectively. I am grateful. And so it is. Please join me in our affirmation of abundance. I'm going to be Vanna. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am prosperous now.
God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. Joy. Joy is my source. Joy is my power. Joy gives me everything that I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Joy gives me everything I need. Love. Love is my source. Love is my power. Love gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Love gives me everything I need. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need.
I'm a mic off kind of minister when I sing. Mike Long, come on up for our announcements. Please welcome Mike Long. Mike Long.
Thank you very much. Good morning, Center for Spiritual Living, Temecula Valley. It's my my privilege to be presenting these announcements today. We have a lot of exciting activities in store for us over the next several weeks. Choir Sunday is October 27th.
Next week. Woo!
Please mark your calendars to experience this wonderful day in community together here at CSL TV. The choir will perform, led by our music director, Kate Fay, along with a featured guest musician, Diego Montragon. The kids will also be joining in. It's going to be a wonderful day in community. CSL TV Education is back for the fall. Practitioners Laura Garrett and Pat Clark will be teaching a CSL Foundation course called Spiritual Principles and Practices. Living the best possible life takes practice, and this course supports you in creating the life you want to experience. This is a 5-week course starting Tuesday, October 22nd. I believe that's next Tuesday, this week. The sign-up sheet is on the activities table. The CSL TV Hiking Club, led by Amberly, will be exploring the Dana Point Sea Caves on October 26th. Please see the activities table for more information and to sign up to receive emails for these hikes. The CSL TV Book Club has just completed its last reading and will begin again soon. They have decided to join together at Chili's Restaurant on October 30th at 11 a.m. for brunch to celebrate our new book and see each other in person before we begin this new book called Elegant Choices, Healing Choices by Marcia Sinitar. Please let practitioner Ann Woodward know if you can make it for brunch. This group meets online Wednesday at 10 a.m. to read and discuss together the beautiful truths found in Elegant Choices, Healing Choices. The sign-up sheet is on the activities table. On Sunday, November 3rd, CSL TV practitioner Sylvia Uribe will be creating an altar in remembrance of Reverend Catherine Economou. The community is invited to bring a photo of their beloved or write their name on a note to place on the altar. At the end of the festivities, Sylvia will do a prayer of remembrance and burn the notes in a special ceremony. We encourage all to participate in remembering those they love who have transitioned. Sunday, November 10th, make sure you mark your calendars. CSL TV is hosting a holiday bazaar. We will have artisans and crafts people selling their beautiful creations. This is a perfect time to shop for holiday items. Part of the proceeds benefit CSL TV. And that concludes our announcements.
Yay, Mike. Yes, so I hope that we all come. I really want everybody to be here, especially on November 3rd. Sylvia Uribe is a practitioner here. She, along with her husband Ignacio, create this really tremendous, beautiful altar in honor of Dia de los Muertos. Susie and I have started to, we've started this same tradition in our home, and it's really lovely. And so we're going to remember Reverend Catherine, as well as any of our beloveds who have transitioned, by bringing a picture of them, placing them on the altar, writing their name on a slip of paper, putting it on the altar. And then after Sunday service, Sylvia is going to finish the tradition and do a special closing ceremony, and it's going to be very sacred and touching. So I hope we all participate in that. It's going to be lovely. So, all right. So it's time for prayer, where we come together in collective consciousness. It's important because we believe that there is one mind, one God. We are a part of that. We are a unique reflection of God. And so when we know something together collectively, it indeed moves into the collective consciousness, and it is known everywhere present. So I'd ask our practitioners to please stand and come up if you would, or stand where you, either one. You can stand where you are, you can come up, as well as our practitioner 2 students. We have a new class of students that you're going to start seeing up here regularly. So please come up to join me for prayer, because there is a power in praying collectively. Here they come. I know, I love that we have so many. Wow. that we fill the stage. Please come up. This is the healing arm of our center. This is what we are truly about. We are a teaching center, and we are a place of healing and remembering our unique, innate wholeness. These beloveds are trained in the art and science of affirmative prayer. If there's anything that's heavy on your heart, anything you want to experience more of, see a practitioner. Place a prayer in our prayer box. This is on the back credenza. We take these prayers and we pray on them during the week, and there is power in that. We change the world through prayer. So please join me right now, right here in collective consciousness together. Soften the eyes, close the eyes, whatever works for you to just breathe into your being. Breathe into remembering. As I remember God right here, right now. I call it God. It is the power. It is the presence. It is the love that is consistently revealing itself in more of itself to experience itself and to know itself. I know it as love, the urge, the impetus to be more of itself. And I know that I am this love in form. I am it. And I know this for each beloved here, each beautiful, individualized expressions of love. And so I know and speak my word right here, right now, that we remember the truth of our being. We remember the spiritual principles alive within us. We call them forth. We express them more fully. We are awake and aware and alive to them. That we are living our truth with every footstep, with every breath, with every heartbeat. We remember that we are part of a collective and we are better together. And so I know that we look to see the light within. We look to recognize that aspect of God that is greeting me in everyone I meet, in every experience. And I know that if there's anything heavy on our hearts, that we just center in and remember the truth that love lives here. Love is expressing through us. And as we open to it, we express it in greater and greater measure. And our life unfolds beautifully, with ease, with grace, with love. And so I'm very grateful for this truth, for this teaching, for these beautiful delights of God. I am grateful for this remembering and this knowing. We are truly blessed, and we are a blessing to the world. So with a heart filled with gratitude, I release my word into the power and action of the law, because it is already done in the mind of God. And so it is.